take a moment, take a quick breath, gather your thoughts, and then you can answer. Yes, I think that you're correct in this situation, and I think we can fix it by doing A, B, and C. So pausing is a very important step when doing an impromptu talk. Confirm is the third step or the third tip that they give you. When you confirm, you give a clear idea of how to respond. You can repeat the question or repeat part of the question that you're being asked, confirming that that's the information that you received. So both parties or how many people are involved in the conversation are on the same page and everyone understands what is being discussed, and not that I understood this thing because I was distracted listening to something else and I think you said something, and it won't lead to any misunderstanding or any kind of conflict or anything like that. And so when you confirm what you're listening, you're also showing respect to what the other person is saying. When you tell, the fourth tip is tell, and they say that you should stay focused to the point of what you're talking. Try not to go off a tangent, and when you tell and I'm gathering my thoughts, I'm taking a pause right now. When you're answering or when you're talking in an impromptu speak, be enthusiastic. Show that what you're saying has value to you. Say it respectfully because you don't know what the other person is gonna think about it or how their thoughts are about it. And don't overanalyze the topic. Don't try to chop it off and analyze any little detail that is being discussed in the conversation. That can lead to just over talking, over analyzing and misunderstanding. So just be focused at what you're talking at that moment, and don't give the urge to analyze every aspect of the topic. That's the fourth tip on it. And the last one is the end. Once you give your opinion on something, on a conversation, just leave it like that. Don't try to keep adding to it at the end and trying to defend your opinion or defend the topic and keep adding details to it, because it just might lose the main focus of it. You can start saying things that add no value to what is being discussed at the time. And you can also confuse the person saying, wait, but we were talking about this first and now we're talking about this at the end, and oh, are you done talking or are you gonna add more? So once you're finished, when you reach the end of the conversation, just leave it like that. And then you give the other person the opportunity to talk and give their opinion and then exchange what is being discussed. Now, when in an impromptu situation, they give you a few strategies of how to handle them. The first one is to express an opinion. You state an opinion and you justify it with supporting statement. If it's just one item that is being discussed, then try to be brief on what you're using to support that idea. If multiple items are being discussed during the conversation, try to address each item one at a time. That way you keep focus on each item, it doesn't get all mixed up. The other person gets time to analyze what you're saying and keep it organized. The other strategy is the address, cause, and effect. In that situation, the situation is stated, and then you can give a cause for that situation and discuss what could be the possible consequences for it. If you, for example, are in a meeting and someone brings a suggestion about making a change, you can talk about, yes, that is a valid cause, but I think that the effects of making that change could be X, Y, and Z. So that's another strategy when faced with unexpected questions or for example, an open forum discussion. If there's a situation, you can defend it with a cause and effect strategy. The next is to break the topic into components, like I mentioned. If several things are being discussed in one situation, try to break it up so that way your thoughts are organized, and also it gives the other person the opportunity to absorb the information that is being exchanged, and it doesn't get all the items mixed in the conversation. And the last strategy is they discuss past, present, and future. For example, if you get a question about a situation that's happened, you can give evidence or support ideas of what happened in the past when that was implemented, how it affected the moment now, and if either it could help in the future or what would be a good change for in the future to improve something. So that way you're addressing all of the items, you're giving your opinion, you're giving facts, you can say, you're showing what works, what didn't work, and it shows that you have your thoughts all organized and you're actually giving a valid opinion and statement, not just random thoughts about it. And to finalize my section, the 3 things that we learn at Toastmasters when giving an impromptu talk is be confident. I don't know what you're saying, I don't know what you're thinking, but if you're confident in what you're saying, people are gonna believe it. They're gonna respect what you're saying, they're gonna take you seriously, and they don't know what you're gonna say. So just be confident on what they're saying, and they'll believe you. Be brief, as I mentioned before. Don't overanalyze. Don't add too much to your responses or to the conversation, because you might end up adding things that don't add value to the actual conversation. And be sincere. If you don't agree with something, say I don't agree because, and you can use one of the strategies that I mentioned before and defend your opinion. If the person is respectful, they'll respect your opinion and the facts that you gave them, and say, okay, we have to agree to disagree, I guess. And that is my conclusion to the tips on impromptu speaking.